project besides practicing our OnShape skills is learning how to create assemblies on OnShape. So you're essentially going to be creating fake s'mores, obviously, but using the parts that you just created in your previous Part Studio tabs. So we're going to make, our s'mores look just like this one. So I'll walk you through what you have to do. So you're going to hit the plus sign in the bottom left-hand corner. You're going to press Create Assembly if you don't already have one there. You're going to rename it S'mores Assembly. So when I grade it, it's nice and easy to find. Then we got to insert some parts. So we're going to insert, if this was a real s'mores, we need 2 graham crackers. I'm going to make this a little smaller. So we need 2 of these. You literally just pull them in. We need 1 marshmallow. And then we are going to grab 2 pieces of Hershey's chocolate. Okay, and hit the green check. That kind of solidifies that everything's going to stay in there. So obviously one of our graham crackers needs to be flipped over, so we're going to do that first. So I'm going to click on one of my graham crackers, and I'm going to pull these rotational toggles. I want to flip it 180 degrees and click down. Now we have that graham cracker in the orientation we want. So we always want to fix, when you're doing an assembly on OnShape, you want to fix one of your parts. So I'm going to 2-finger click or right click on the part, and I'm going to press fix. Now if I try to grab that, it's not going to move and slide around. So you want at least one thing to not move and slide. Okay. So now we're going to create a fasten mate. So there are different types of mates. Fasten mates are just regular, you're putting something together one on top of another. You can create mates that revolve. You can create mates that slide in between each other. We don't need anything moving or sliding, so we're just going to do a fasten mate. So you're going to press fasten mate, and we want to mate the graham cracker. So I'm going to choose the center of the graham cracker with, obviously, the bottom of one of the pieces of chocolate. I'm going to go to my isometric view so I can see what's happening. We don't want our Hershey's bar in the middle of the graham cracker. We want it slid to one side because we want to be able to fit our other piece of chocolate. So I'm going to press the offset button, and then I'm going to move it in the Y direction. Let's change it to 0.6. Maybe let's do it a little more, maybe 0.61. My computer will load 0.61. So that looks a little better. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the green check, and our piece of Hershey's chocolate is perfectly there. So we're going to follow the same protocol for the next one. I'm going to do a fasten mate. I'm going to choose the bottom face of my graham cracker. I'm going to choose the bottom of my Hershey Kiss. Look at it from an isometric view and move it to the top. I then want to offset it, so I want it to move in the opposite direction. So last time we did 0.61. This time we're going to do negative 0.61. And it moves. And then we have our 2 pieces of chocolate perfectly placed on our graham cracker. Okay, the next thing we need is the marshmallow to fit on the pieces of chocolate. I always make my s'mores this way when I'm making them. So instead of doing a fasten mate right away, I'm going to put a mate connector. So you can use this mate connector tool if you want to just put one of these mate connector circles somewhere to use later on. So I'm just going to pick somewhere on top of the Hershey's bar, and then I'm going to move it. And let me do 0.15 inches and see what that looks like. See if that's somewhat in the center. I think I wanted a little bit more, so let's see if 0.25 is better. Maybe even a little bit more. Let's see, 0.35. That looks good. So you want that mate connector to be towards the center of your Hershey's bar. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do this to the marshmallow. So we're going to create a mate connector on the marshmallow, and those 2 mate connectors, this one and the one on the marshmallow, are going to fit together. So I'm going to click my mate connector tool, and now I'm going to swipe to the bottom of my marshmallow, and I'm going to try to pick a location. So I'm going to try there. Now we're going to have to move this a lot because obviously it's in the middle of the marshmallow. We want it towards the bottom of the marshmallow. So I'm going to press move. We don't need to rotate it just yet, but let me see. I'm going to move it in the Y direction first. the X direction first. So let's see what 1 looks like. That moves in the wrong direction, so -1. Okay, that's pretty centralized, but now I need to obviously move it down. So let's try moving it 1 inch. -1. Still not enough. Actually, that's too much now that I'm looking at it from a better angle. So let's do -0.75. Too little. -0.85. This is always a guess and check kind of game here. -0.95. 9. Okay, so -0.9. That's pretty good. Okay, so we want it to be towards the bottom of the marshmallow. So I'm going to hit that green check. Now I'm going to use those mate connectors to create my fasten mate. So I'm going to do fasten. I want mate connector 1 to be connected to mate connector 2. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so it's kind of offsetting it in a weird direction. Obviously, my marshmallow is not centralized to my Hershey's chocolate. So this is what we can do. We can actually offset the fasten mate as well. So let's see if I offset it 1 inch. And let's look at it from the left. That's pretty much in the middle. So the marshmallows on top of the Hershey's, that's what we want. So I'm going to hit the green check, go to isometric view, and then I'm going to hide these 2 mate connectors, just so it looks nice and clean. Okay, the last thing that we need to do is do the marshmallow to the upper graham cracker. So we need another custom mate connector on the marshmallow. So I'm going to choose where we want it to go. Now we're going to move it. Let's see what 1 inch looks like. -1. It's in the middle. Let's do -1. It was -0.9 up. It's going to be 0.9. Get it from the front. That looks good. So I'm going to hit the green check on that. Okay. Oh, we still need to move it over a little bit. Look, that's probably what I messed up the last time. So good thing I kind of panned around. We actually would need to move it in the Y direction too. So let me try to move it 1 inch in the Y direction. And that's good. That's in the middle. So that's what we messed up the last time, but that's okay. Teaching you how to move things around and create an assembly that actually looks realistic. So now we're going to use the fasten mate. I'm going to choose mate connector 3, and then I'm going to choose the center, the bottom of my graham cracker, and we'll spin it around, look at it, that looks pretty good, hit the green check, hide mate connector 3, and now you have your s'mores assembled.